Well, let's come back to the new acquisitions in a moment, but maybe just speak to the broad uranium market for a moment, and then also with the market cap as of late with Encore, what is your appetite going forward regarding another potential early cycle acquisition of other U.S. uranium assets?
All right. The uranium market, I think what we've seen is an awakening or a realization that we are in a vulnerable position in the uranium market. It won't take much to flip the switch from the buyer's market to the seller's market. Very different situation than we had in 2004, 2005, but not entirely dissimilar. There we had a series of unrelated events that really constrained the supply side, coupled with a resurgence in demand. And we've got the same thing, albeit for different reasons now. We've had two of the bigger mines in the world shut down due to exhaustion of supply. And then we've had, of course, the COVID-related disruptions, and all of this tying into, an increasing awareness of the uranium market on its own. And I think really what kicked it off was the Biden victory in the White House in the U.S., where we've got such a big push for green energy, and the realization that it's going to be awfully hard to get there with windmills and solar panels, and that nuclear has got to be a significant part of that. So I think all of that's culminated into this really reawakening, if you will, of the investment community into uranium. The uranium price itself hasn't done much, if anything. We're sitting at $30.40 last I saw yesterday on the spot price, and still well below the incentive price to start production. It's probably right at an all-in break-even cost for a lot of the US ISR deposits, but you need to have some margin in there before you start. Last I saw, it was predicted that you're going to need to see $45 a pound to start seeing any new contracting, and that's basically what Cameco's on the record with saying. So, pretty good source there. We do think that all the pieces are there and it's ready to go, but we think you'll start seeing the real move here, 12 to 24 months out. Could be a little bit earlier than that, could be a little bit later. If I were going to bet, I'd say that 12 to 24 is probably about right. If anything, it'll be I think a little sooner, the way things are lining up. But the key to investment, I think, really is, there'll probably be a significant correction here along the way. It's pretty typical of most markets, and certainly this one's been explosive over the last couple of months. But uranium responds so quickly, and there's so few names in the business for investors to really get a hold of, especially with production visibility. Unless you're really savvy at short-term trading, it's tough to get in and out for the corrections. And I think we're blessed to have a very strong shareholder group that's been long-term with us and continues to be. It's been an exciting time. We may see a pullback. I think we probably will in the general market, as well as the uranium sector. I think it'll be short-lived, and I think when you look at it over the next 4 or 5 years, the uranium space is going to be one of the premier places to be in the investment world.
Certainly agreed with that, and I'm not willing to bet my gold or silver ounces on any of the timing at this point. But certainly you make some good points. The valuations of the potential for correction, the audience should expect a correction of some kind. I can't get on the short side of anything when it comes to uranium. As a matter of fact, I have a policy here that we don't short natural resource stocks at all, just because I know what can happen if you're wrong one time on that. But certainly there's other sectors I would prefer to short if I was going to go short on the market, and other vehicles to do that.
Absolutely.